My last question is, does money make you happy? Well, that question is a little bit controversial because 55% of teenagers affirm that it makes them happy, while the rest said that it doesn't. And I think it's wrong because there is a misconception between does money make you happy and can money buy you happiness? Because money makes us all happy. We need money to afford education, medication, food, clothes. Nobody would love to be homeless with no food and no clothes to wear. But money can't buy us happiness because in some situation money has no value. Money can solve a lot of problems that we face every day. Sometimes money can bring back your health, can bring you alive again. So, yes. And something really funny happened to me when I was doing that experiment, especially with that question. I sent that question to so many people on Gmail and as well as on Facebook. And I asked my cousin, who is a very, very big fan of cars, I asked him like, why did you choose that, like money makes you happy? And he was like, man, have you ever seen a person sitting in a Ferrari and crying? And I was like, what? And then he said, yes, even though if you Google it, you will never find that picture. And I was like, wait a minute, did you just tell me that you Googled a person crying in a Ferrari? And I was like, yes, I did. And all I see is damn happy faces. And that's when I knew that money makes people happy. So, yeah, and before I'm done with my questions, a shopaholic said was, whoever said that money can't make people happy simply didn't know where to go shopping.
Marx, but the shocking answer is food, because many people spoke about food. I mean, what's the matter with food?
Food is happiness.
I mean, and now I'm scared that in future we will have many obese people, we will have some health diseases, and that's really alarming. So we have to change our mind, because food isn't everything. So that's ridiculous. Also.
Throughout times, people have always been trying to seek out what happiness truly is, and, if possible, how to reach that happiness and fulfill their goal. The idea of what happiness is has changed very often depending on the person, as there are lots of attributes that correlate with this emotional state. People may be pulled apart in their attitudes to happiness sources. However, it is a goal that every single one of us longs for by hook or crook. Therefore, Hazar, Brill, Wissam and I have created the Pursuit of Happiness questionnaire in order to know more about people's perspective about happiness.
The creator of our issue is happiness, of course. We have created a survey of 11 questions, and we started at the amazing number of answers we received. Happiness sure has become a burning issue for people of all ages, as we got responses from principals, university schoolers, high schoolers, middle schoolers, and even middle schoolers and even primary school students. The answers were very satisfying, as it led to interesting results and conclusions.
The first two questions that popped into our minds were broken on this project were, do you feel pleased with the way you are, and do you accept criticism? Being pleased with ourselves is a sign of being happy. From the statistics, we came to perceive that 81% of the respondents are happy just the way they are, while 9% do not feel pleased with who they are, and 9% are pleased sometimes with themselves. However, for the second question, we noticed that 61% of respondents accept criticism happily, while 25% accept it sometimes and 30% do not accept it at all.
How often do you feel happy was our third question. We were very glad to notice that the vast majority of people are happy and pleased with what they are. In point of fact, 50% of the respondents feel happy, which is half of the respondents. The other half will divide between the 33% who admit that they sometimes feel happy and the 60% who seldom feel happy. Then, we asked about money and if it contributes somehow in making them happy. The answers led us to conclude that money doesn't really make people happy, as 56% have answered that it only makes them happy sometimes. 24% of respondents affirmed that it always makes them happy, while the 90% 40% others that said that it never makes them happy. But each teenager has a bold relationship with happiness. That's why we were curious if our respondents feel grateful for what they own. The answers were positive, as 96% of them felt grateful for what they own. Those who replied negatively only presented 3% of the respondents.
Our team has reached a unanimous agreement on the importance of optimism in making people happy. That is why we chose, are you optimistic about the future, as the sixth question of our survey. 51% of the interviewers asserted that they are very optimistic about the future. 39% are sometimes optimistic about it, while 9% have never been so. Our next question was of the respondents contributed making other people happy. 73% claimed that they leave a cheerful impact on people, while 27% said they don't. Friends often bring a smile to our face, so they also can make us happy, and that is why 66% of the interview is guaranteed. However, not everyone thinks the same. 6% deny that friends can make us happy, and the other 26% declare that friends only make them happy sometimes.
The past often brings us either happy or sad memories. Our next question was, do you have happy memories from the past? Fortunately, 66% have many happy memories from the past. Other 38% have few happy memories, and the other 2% don't have any happy memory at all. Smiling is certainly a sign of happiness, so we asked our respondents about how often do they smile. Fortunately, 68% said that they smile very often, 23% confessed that they smile very often, while the other 7% of interviewees admitted that they really smile. When we have fun and enjoy our time, we absolutely feel happy. We have chosen for the last question, how often do you have fun time? 52% of the interviewees said that they have fun very often. 38% claim that they sometimes have fun, but the other 9% declare that they seldom have fun.
All statistics considered, it seems reasonable to assume that the vast majority of people in our area are happy. The answers show nothing but positivity and joy. Most of our respondents feel pleased with the way they are and welcome criticism happily. They also often feel happy and are grateful for what they own, no matter what they have. Most of the interviewees are optimistic about the future and feel like they leave a cheerful impact on other people. They have many happy memories from the past as well, and often smile and have a fun time either alone or with friends who also contribute making them happy.
In conclusion, we would love to express our absolute appreciation for having this opportunity to share our thoughts with you. Thank you for listening and for your attention during the whole presentation. We would also like to express our gratitude to the 82 people who answered our plain questionnaire, present they are or absent. Thank you so much for contributing in making our project succeed.